first question. When we write our SQL queries, are we required to use the uppercase for all the SQL keywords? No, not required, but highly recommended for readability. And it's a convention of the community. Okay, convention of the community. Yeah. The goal, the purpose is to improve the readability. Okay, yeah, because when you see uppercase, so you can, you just directly connect to the keywords, SQL keywords. Other parts, other than the keywords, so when you need to type, some values other than the keywords, there, because you need to compare values when you write the condition, you need to use certain values. So those values, then, no matter uppercase, lowercase, you need to use the same form as the original data. Yeah. Because those values, they are data. Data, uppercase, lowercase, you cannot change. Okay? So in values, in data, you cannot change uppercase, lowercase. Yeah. So that, because data, it is case sensitive. Data is case sensitive. Okay? Yeah. But a SQL keywords not case sensitive. Yeah. All right. So here. Yeah. So that's the, so the data. So we can say this SQL data is case sensitive. Okay? Yeah. But SQL keywords are not case sensitive. All right, yeah. So with this, although we say it's convention in the community, but when you read technical articles, it's very common. Many technical articles, they use lowercase. Yeah. I saw many examples. Yeah. So do not feel strange. Yeah. Many authors, so they use the lowercase. Okay. Yeah. So the only difference is, lowercase, uppercase, just related to the readability. So probably those authors, they feel lowercase better, so they prefer lowercase. So then they use lowercase, right? Yeah. So do not feel strange, but we say it's convention. Okay? We say it's convention. Yeah. All right. So that's the first question. Yeah. The second, is it possible to store the necessary information about the image for users' access without storing the binary data? Yes. Yeah. Yes. Not just the possible. Actually, this is the desired way to do. Okay? Yeah. We like to do it in this way. Yeah. It's rare people store binary data for the, images, videos, multimedia. Yeah, it's rare. Okay. Although SQL, DBMS, they are capable to store the data in that way, but it's not convenient. It's not convenient, yeah. Especially when we need to look at our data. It's not convenient, okay? So we don't want to look at binary data, right? Yeah, because we cannot do anything on it, the binary data, right? Yeah, but store necessary information. Here, this necessary information typically we mean URL. URL, hyperlinks. Yeah. So those, URL text strings is editable, so we can edit if we find some mistake. Yeah. Sometimes, probably the link broken, right? Yeah, link is changed. You may like to change directly. Okay, yeah. So more convenient to access multimedia data using the URLs, hyperlinks. Okay? Yeah. Another common way for YouTube videos, think about YouTube videos, we just store the video, each video there is a URL. We copy that URL. Or each video has a unique ID. Yeah. Sometimes you only need that unique ID. Yeah. So you store that ID. Yeah. Because you can easily embed that ID in a YouTube URL. So there is a standard pattern. You just embed that ID there so you can access YouTube videos. Yeah. So you never need to deal with. So here the bottom line is you never need to deal with the binary data directly for the multimedia data. Yeah. If you can justify it, because DBMS has that capability. If you can justify, so you need to store binary data, then you can do it. Yeah. Otherwise, don't do it. Yeah. Otherwise, don't do it in that way. Okay? Yeah. So that's the background of this, the second question. The third one, when we have a database transaction that is formed by a sequence of queries, are we allowed to execute partially? Here, the most important word is partially. The answer is no. Okay? Yeah. Because the database transaction concept, so you have to execute it as a whole or none. Okay? So that's the formal way to use it. Transaction. So transaction define whole block of queries. That query, because those queries are used to define a business task. That task cannot be separated, cannot be split into different parts. Yeah. So otherwise, your business task would have some severe problem. Okay, it's not allowed. Yeah. All right. So then, for this transaction concept, I also talk about in Java. So how to implement it? You need to define the beginning of your transaction. Okay. So after that begin line, that's a list of your queries below it. Okay. At the end, in order to tell DBMS, this block of queries are used to define a particular business task. So we want to complete it at this point. At the end, you need to send a commit command. Commit. Okay? Yeah. So the DBMS does not, after they receive all the query commands, it does not execute immediately. It hold a buffer store those commands. Okay, all right. Only after it receives the commit command, okay, then it compile all the commands as the same block of execution command. Okay, yeah. So you cannot split. It must be only together in one command. Okay, all right. Then execute it. Yeah. If something happens in the middle, so if the DBMS cannot complete the execution at the middle, an exception throws, then after exception throws, in the Java catch block, you catch that exception, so you need to roll back to the beginning of the transaction. Now, beginning, okay? Yeah. So nothing executed. Yeah. So roll back. So you want to, make sure there is no damage on the data. Yeah. So that's the background of transaction. Okay. All right. So another background by the properties of the transaction. Two properties. Yeah. The first property we just, this question tested. The first one is the atomicity property. Atom, you cannot split. Okay, atomicity. All right. Atomicity. You have to do it whole or not. The second property, although we didn't mention much, yeah, but also important, that's the isolation property. Isolation. Yeah. That is because inside DBMS, there are several transactions executed at the same time. So we don't want, the data used for different transactions messed up. Okay, has to be isolated. Yeah. So the data used for different transactions must be isolated. Okay, so the DBMS has some internal mechanism to protect the data. Okay, so no damage. Yeah. Although it used the time sharing, yeah, because all the transactions executed in some special time sharing way, but there is no data interference. Okay, yeah. Isolation. So that's the isolation property. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Next question, number 4. Which of the following statements about the store procedures in DBMS is correct? Yeah. So both ways. Yeah. Third option. Yeah. So here, because the store procedure, we know to define a store procedure, we use a sequence of SQL commands. Yeah, yeah. So, just a normal, SQL or statements. Okay, yeah. So these SQL statements we can execute, or we can run these SQL statements in application programs. Okay, yeah. So we can run these SQL statements in application programs. Yeah. All right. So remote. So that's the typically remote. Okay. Yeah. We execute. Yeah. And another special command, call. Yeah. Procedure. Yeah. Store the procedure name. Yeah. Because we need to give it some name. Okay. Yeah. So we treat it as another SQL command. SQL statement. This is another SQL statement. Yeah. So in our application program, we just call it. We call it. Okay. So we can execute it remotely. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Locally, obvious. Yeah, locally, on the machine, on the computer, database server that we run this DBMS, yeah, we can type command, right? Yeah, so we have a, command interface, SQL command window. So we just type, call, procedure name, enter, click button, go. So we run the stored procedure. Yeah. So, both locally, remotely. Yeah. All right. Number 5, does the metadata of a database contain the business data? No. Yeah. So metadata, descriptive data, right? So it is used to provide description to help DBMS to use the business data. Yeah. And so we call it secondary data, not primary. Okay? Yeah. All right. Secondary. Yeah. The business data, that's the primary. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Primary data, so when you store inside DBMS, you have to preserve the original format. Yeah. So you don't want to change. Preserve the original format. Yeah. But for the secondary data, then you can, apply many special control ways through DBMS. Yeah. How do you manipulate primary data, right? So you use the metadata, the secondary data, the definition, constraint, all those SQL ways to help you to apply many special manipulation operations on the business data. Yeah. That simple. Yeah. All right. Number 6, since the data redundancy problem would waste storage space. Yeah. That's true. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes at least, and it may cause inconsistent data. It's also true. Yeah. It may cause inconsistent data. So there is no reason to allow any data redundancy. That's false. Yeah. So here, this is a type of question. Sometimes I may give you like this question. So that is, yeah. First, I give you some reasons, then a conclusion. Yeah. The reason part, correct. It's not wrong, the reason part. Yeah. It's correct. But then the conclusion part, not correct. Yeah. So the logic, it looks like the logic looks quite smooth, but actually it's not correct. Yeah. If you know the background deeper, you can see the problem. Yeah. But some people, if they are not quite familiar with the background, then it's very likely, so they feel the logic is correct. Yeah. Here, logic is not correct. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So the data redundancy problem, yeah, we need to use more storage space. Yeah. And when we update the data, it could cause inconsistent data problem if we do not do the correct way to avoid inconsistency of the data. Yeah, then we get big problem, inconsistency problem. Yeah. All right, even those two things are correct, but still we cannot get this conclusion. The conclusion is there is no reason to allow data redundancy in our. There is some big reason. It's not no reason. Okay, no reason is wrong. There is still some big reason to do in this way. That big reason is performance reason. Okay? In order to get a fast performance, so we allow redundancy. And sometimes we need to use redundancy. We need to use the extra data storage. We need to use the derived data. Okay? Yeah. So the most important part is we need to use the derived data. To speed up the query. Operations. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. All right. So when you understand the concepts, so you have to understand, the background in some deep way. Yeah. The whole logic. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Next. Is it possible to create a store procedure in a DBMS yes, yeah, yes, yeah. And actually, this is a powerful way to do it. Powerful way to do it, yeah, in application program, yeah. But there is a condition. So the programmers should have the privilege to do that, okay? If you have the permission to do it, then it's a powerful way, okay? Yeah, so it's all right, yeah, so it's a powerful way to add SQL processing features in application programs. Yeah. So usually, the DBMS, most programmers, they do not have direct access to DBMS. Okay, yeah. What I mean, the locally, okay, locally, DBA, okay, yeah. So they are application programmers, so they do not have the privileges as in DBA, okay, yeah, yeah. They have the lower level of privileges to access the databases. Yeah, all right, but in order to add some special data processing functionalities, executed in SQL. So you have to, the business administration, they have to allow those programmers to write the code in this way. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So then, large number of programmers, they can add more and more powerful functionalities to the, through this stored procedure. And we know there are many benefits. If the data processing is executed through stored procedure, there are many advantages. So we talked about that before. Okay, reduce the traffic, reduce the internet data traffic. Yeah, so that's one, and at the same time, make the execution faster. Yeah. Well, you reduce traffic, so you can get the result faster. Okay, yeah, yeah. That's one thing. Another, also more important, support many programming languages. So that's another advantages. Okay, so here, let's review the advantages doing in this way. Yeah. So here, two big advantages. First advantage, reduce the internet traffic. To speed up also the data processing. First big advantage. Okay. Second big advantage. Okay. So this way, yeah, this SQL way, yeah, it supports many programming languages. Also important. Yeah. So what do we support many programming languages? Because many programming languages, they can call SQL commands. They can execute SQL commands inside their programs. Yeah. So Java, PHP, Python, C++, you know, all those, you know, C#, all those high-level programming languages, you know, so you can call the same SQL stored procedure directly, okay? Yeah. Because for that particular data processing task, you do not need to write in many different versions corresponding to those programming languages. So Java version, PHP version, C# version, Python version, no. You don't need to write so many different versions. You only need to write one version, SQL version. Yeah. So then all other programming languages just call the same SQL stored procedure. Yeah. So this is a second advantage. Okay, these two advantages, you know, very important. Yeah. All right. To make this, especially when you need to do complex data processing. For simple, you may not need that, right? Simple, just the one SQL command, SQL statement. So you get it done. But imagine you have some very complicated data processing algorithm. Then you need to consider using this, you know, heavyweight data processing method. Yeah, we can treat it as some heavyweight data processing approach, not lightweight. Yeah, lightweight. You know, we may not need this method. Yeah. All right. Question number 8. Since the SQL language is an industry standard, that's true. Okay. Yeah. Any SQL statement can be executed by all DBMS that supports. It's false. Yeah, any, yeah, so we know any here, if it's, yeah, because SQL there are two parts. The core part core part and extension part. Core part, yes. Extension part, no. Okay? Yeah. Core part supported by, all DBMS. Yeah. That's the standard. But extension part is not standard. Yeah. Extension part, each DBMS vendor, so they use their own special ways, methods to do things different, quite different. So that make the DBMS conversion very hard. A lot of work, a lot of time-consuming work. So if you want to, change your DBMS from one to another one, so there a lot of work to do. Okay, yeah. But that's the reality. So you have to accept it. Yeah. So that's the reason many highly experienced database programmers are needed to do that kind of complicated work. Okay. Yeah. All right. Number 9, can we say that all the database systems require the metadata exception? Yeah. So this question, you need to know that NoSQL, one. So no SQL, no metadata. And you also need to know why we do not need a metadata for NoSQL, because the structure of data is so simple. The structure just key value pairs. Yeah. You can only work on key value pairs type of data. No other types of data is supported in NoSQL. No. So if you need to use relatively more complicated structure of data, you have to go to relational database. You cannot use this. Yeah. So this one only for the social networking applications. Yeah. Probably there are some closely related applications. Yeah. So, yeah. But sometimes, so even those social networking, those companies, so they use NoSQL a lot. Yeah. But they still, at the same time, they need to use the relational database. Yeah. They cannot eliminate relational databases. Because a lot of business tasks, so you have to use the relational database to do those tasks. No. Yeah. So actually those social media companies, so they use both. Okay, both traditional and non-traditional. Yeah. All right. So the last question. Yeah. For the relational databases, all the integrity constraints are implemented by DBMS. Yeah, so here I explain a little bit. Yeah, I mean, although a little confusing. Yeah. But here we just need to know there are some relatively complicated business integrity constraints. Yeah. Business rules, especially about business rules. If the business rules not easy to implement, so then people need to write code. Okay, yeah. So some complicated business rules. Yeah. So we need a program to write code. to execute. Okay, yeah. Although in the code we can say part of the code may rely on SQL commands. Part of the code rely on SQL commands, but a part of the code could be rely on programming languages, right? Yeah. So here, yeah, I didn't talk about this last time. Yeah. Actually, when you write a code, what kind of code you are writing? Okay. Yeah. Two parts, the code. Okay. Yeah. Part one, that's the, application programs. Yeah. So you need to write some special application programs, not SQL, okay, Java, PHP, to implement part of the business logic. Yeah. Yeah. That's quite common, part of the business logic. So you need to check, certain business rules. Yeah. Then another part is this SQL statements. Okay? Yeah. So these two parts to implement some complicated business rules. Yeah. So you can understand, programmers, they need to pay a lot of effort to make sure these business rules are followed. Okay? Yeah. All right. So then you can, based on this background, so then you can now say DBMS take care of all the integrity constraints, right? Yeah, because some other programming languages, the application programs, they need to do part of the work. Yeah, they need to do part of the work. Okay, yeah. So that background. Yeah. So then you can understand this question better. Yeah. All right. So that's the quiz 2. Yeah. So the homework 1, I leave to next time. Yeah. Next week. Yeah. After I finish grading, so I can see. Yeah. Because you submit today, so the deadline today. Okay. All right. Yeah. Although deadline today, if I can still give you 1 day grace period. If some students, due to some reason, need a little more time, but not too long. Yeah, 1 day, 24 hours. Yeah, here I just write here. So you still have. So for homework assignment 1, you have that 1 day grace period. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, because I noticed before many students near the deadline, so they rush a lot of things. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Near the deadline. Here with 1 day grace period, you can take it easy. Yeah. 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 All right. Yeah. So that's the quiz 2. Yeah. Next, I like to talk about programming project. Yeah. Programming project based on my experience with older students, many of them, 1/2 of them, they're not quite familiar with the web programming. So that means if you need my help, I try to help you in some web programming. Here, actually, we do not use some very difficult, deep web programming techniques. Yeah, we do not use that much. Yeah, very basic. Yeah. But I like, yeah, for those 1/2 of the students, I feel they need that skill, okay, web programming, basic web programming skill, to improve their chance in the job market. The job market, because this skill is very useful. Yeah. So when you go there, you know you need it. Okay. So you will put your some web programming experience on your resume. It looks much better. Yeah. So encouraged for that. Oh, question.
You said we're going to get the rubric for that 4 weeks before it's due?
Sorry?
You said we're going to get the rubric for that 4 weeks before it's due?
Yeah, right. Yeah, at least 4 weeks. Yeah, 4 weeks after, a little after spring break. Yeah. So let's say I assign it today. Okay, then 4 weeks. So after spring break, you have a few more days to complete it. Yeah. So, right. Yeah. So hopefully, yeah. And also after the midterm, because midterm is before the spring break. Yeah. So after the midterm, I like to give you at least 2 weeks, including the spring break. Yeah. 2 weeks, including the spring break. So after the midterm, so you still have at least 2 weeks, to complete it. Yeah. Hopefully, not too hard. Yeah. Another thing, let you know, even after the deadline, I accept a late submission. I encourage, even late, I encourage everyone you submit. Although I may take some points off, but relatively small amount of points I take off, but I want you to go through the whole project. Yeah. So you can, even late, you can get a big part of the grades. Yeah. Lose, small part. Yeah. So you don't want to, lose too many points. Yeah. So that still, I encourage, everyone complete the programming projects. Yeah. Because that experience, very useful. Okay. That programming experience, very valuable. All right. Yeah. So, especially for some students, I know some students, they feel not quite comfortable because they do not expect to do web programming in this class. Yeah. But actually, it's quite normal. When we learn databases, other than the SQL commands, we need to work in application programs using SQL commands, okay? Because most SQL commands are used in application programs. Yeah. So that's the reason, at the same time, when you do some web programming. Yeah. If you look at our textbook, textbook also talk about web programming, PHP. Yeah. There is one chapter in textbook explaining the basic ways to use PHP to write web applications using SQL commands. Yeah. So that's quite natural. Okay, quite natural. Okay? All right. Yeah. So any other questions? So here I just go to the project description. So I explain several things. Yeah. So then you can ask me any questions there. Yeah. Then I will post a description, sometime today. Yeah, because our midterm, let's say our midterm, March the 20th, right? Yeah. So March the 20th, Wednesday. Yeah. So I will look at the calendar to give you more than, the time after midterm, more than 2 weeks after midterm. Yeah. Hopefully, yeah. So then you have plenty of time to work. Yeah. All right. Here, now let me show you the project description. Yeah. All right. This 10-gram puzzle, we practice CSS, JavaScript. Basic, HTML definitely, the file in HTML, but the 10-gram we use CSS way. Yeah. I said before, I will create a discussion board for this project. For project 1, I create a discussion board so we can discuss technical questions there. Yeah. So I can explain how to implement different features. Yeah. For example, how to draw triangles. Okay. Yeah. So I can give you some reference links. Yeah. So very easy. I can explain ideas a little bit. Yeah. So we can, if you have any technical questions, you just ask me there, so I can answer your questions. Yeah. If necessary, I can post some sample code. Okay. If I explain how to implement some particular features, I can write some sample code and post it, so that you can study my sample code. Okay, sample programs. Yeah. All right. So here, the first thing, the interface looks as simple as this one, but you have freedom to design your own interface. Yeah. So this one, I just give you the basic views. Yeah. But I do not require you use the same view. So you have freedom to choose your own preference in the view. Yeah. Because some students, they like to, put some fancy, decoration or, some style, yeah. So they want to play some fancy features. Yeah. So you have freedom to do that. Okay. Yeah. If not, as simple as this one, then it's fine. Yeah. So I will not assign any points on the design. Okay. If it looks beautiful or not, I will not assign any points on that. Okay. Yeah. Just as you like. Yeah. All right. But this destination here, I use the dotted line to draw that destination figure. Yeah. For you, you can just take a screenshot. You can use screenshot software, cut off this figure to put in your destination location. Yeah. So you do not need to use your own software to draw the figure like this. I use some special software to draw it. Okay? Yeah. Because when I draw, I need to measure the coordinates carefully. Okay? I need to, in order to make the figure looks perfect, I need to calculate the coordinates of all those points, very in an accurate way. Yeah. So for you, you just, use screenshot. Okay? But when you use the screenshot, one way you may need to do you may need to scale it, okay? Yeah. Because when you use the screenshot, the image size could be different. Yeah. Could be larger, small, So you can adjust the scale of the image to match your puzzle figure, puzzle pieces. Yeah. Yeah. It's very easy to adjust the scale, okay? Yeah. So you use the, CSS way, HTML, CSS way to adjust the image scale, okay? To make it fit well. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Then try to use the bootstrap. So here, the bootstrap glyphicons, those little icons. Yeah. Yeah. Here, very simple. Just give you a little bootstrap experience. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Here we use very little bootstrap features. Yeah. Yeah. Because you can, when you have experience like this, you can put on your resume, right? Because you use the bootstrap in your programming projects. Yeah. So that's also something, make your resume look good. Okay, yeah. So last semester, one student asked me if it's okay to not use the glyphicon. To me, if you do not use the glyphicon, you just use the simple buttons, still fine. Yeah, not big deal for me. Yeah, but in that way, because you do not have the bootstrap experience, so you cannot put it on your resume, right? Yeah, because you didn't use it. Yeah, so that's the main difference. So here I just give you a small chance to use the bootstrap features. Yeah, all right. So then, draggable pieces. Yeah. So you can choose JavaScript or jQuery. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. For our example, jQuery would work. Yeah. Because we may not need to consider the coordinates, right? Yeah. X, Y coordinates. For us, it may not be important. Yeah. So the jQuery way, works well. Yeah. But you think about if the coordinates is important, so then you probably, at least you need to partially use the JavaScript drag and draw support. Yeah. Or another way. So you can still use the jQuery drag and drop, but you add JavaScript functions for event handling to control the coordinates. Yeah, that's all. That's also okay. That's also okay. Yeah. All right. All right. Control buttons, rotate pieces. Yeah. Yeah. So rotate pieces. Yeah. Yeah. I remember I gave you a sample code program, only rotate one piece, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I will double check. I remember I show you in class. So then I also upload. Yeah. So in that one you can see how to do the rotation. Very easy. Yeah. Rotation. Yeah. Simple way. Yeah. All right. So the rotate pieces, fine tune also easy. Fine tune, we just change the, horizontal, vertical position pixels, number of pixels, but we use CSS. We use CSS to control the horizontal location, vertical location. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the fine-tune locations. Yeah. Yeah. Every time you change just only one pixel, one px unit. Yeah. Left, right, up, down. Yeah. 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 For the fine-tune. Yeah. So usually after we do drag and drop, the fine tune should be very small, okay? Very small to make it, fit well. Yeah. All right. Then the last thing I want to talk about is the optional features. Yeah. Here, this optional features, I give you 2% extra credit. So you can try, especially for those students who have quite some web programming experience. So you can try a little bit. Yeah. Here, I noticed remember in the demo I showed you the last time, I noticed one big problem. So not very good. Yeah. So here we need to think about, if in the real world we want to post this small puzzle little app to the to web, to let our users to use it, then there are several things still not very good. So we want to improve. Yeah. One thing I want to improve is when you use your mouse cursor to do drag and drop, sometimes your control is not accurate. Yeah. I remember last time when I showed a demo to you, my mouse cursor actually click outside the figure, but I can still control it. Yeah. Because that figure has a bounding box. The bounding box is larger than the visible part of the figure. The bounding box larger than the piece shape you can see. Therefore, the user's control not natural, because when you click your mouse outside the triangle, but you can control it. So that's not natural. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, the margin quite significant. Yeah, quite significant. Yeah, because give people, it looks, quite weird. Or it could happen, you point figure A, but you control figure B. That could happen. Yeah, because you're outside, that's the location of figure B, but you control figure A. Yeah, that's not good. That user experience is not good. So here, this optional feature, we want to improve it. Yeah. Here, I propose some idea, so you can see if you can do it or not. Yeah. If I can find time, I will do it myself. Then I will tell you how to do it. Yeah. Here, I just think about it. Yeah. How to improve this place. All right. Yeah. Let's go back to the original puzzle. Yeah, 7 pieces here. Okay. Yeah. Because here in this location, we know exact location of all the 7 pieces. We know. Yeah. Inside the square, yeah, based on the vertices of each piece. Yeah. So we can define exact region for each piece. Yeah. But here we need to do some math. We need to use math calculation to tell us. Yeah. All right. Now, so my idea is here. When you click your mouse cursor, the point, because you can retrieve XY coordinate. Now, XY coordinate. Remember, in our drag and drop example, when we drag and drop word, we retrieve XY coordinate. Yeah. So we just use that same example. We can extract XY coordinate. When you have those two numbers, can you check which piece that point is located inside the region? Yeah, you can detect. Okay, only first you need to make sure that mouse cursor must be fall into the square region. Yeah, if outside the square region, then do nothing. Outside square, do nothing. Okay, only when it is inside the square, then you need to check which puzzle piece contains this point. There, I'd like you to draw a dot, colored dot on that location. Okay, so click, there you can see a colored dot is displayed on that location. Yeah, so the user can see, oh, I click here, so I select this piece. Yeah, then that piece is selected. Okay, yeah, make your current piece. Current piece, you store a piece number. We have 7 pieces number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So when you click that, after you identify a particular piece, you store the current piece number. Okay. Now when you do drag and drop, you can only control the current piece. Current piece, drag and drop to the destination. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, because in that way, the user would have the impression the user drags and drops the same piece when the user click it. Not a different piece. Okay? Not a click piece A, you control piece B. That's something we want to avoid. We just want to control the same piece, you click, you select, then you control the same piece. That's the basic requirement. Yeah. It may not be easy, yeah, because you need to calculate the coordinate position, okay? Exact, you need, yeah. So that, you need to do some, serious work. Yeah. Yeah. But here, if you want, yeah, because it's optional, you do not have to do it, okay? You do not have to do it, yeah. Yeah. If you want to do it, then you just imagine. Near the end. So you just imagine if in the real world, you're assigned a project like this. So your boss asks you to do this. You have to complete it. Okay? So yeah. Here, if you decide to do it, then you imagine in that situation. Right? Imagine in that situation. So your boss assigns you, so you have to add this feature to this little app, yeah, for your users, okay, yeah. So then, because you have to complete it. So if your boss assigns you do this, you have to complete it, okay, yeah. Although it's pretty hard, but you have to make it, okay, yeah. But this is under the condition you make your decision, you want to do it. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. For me, I can help you, So I may like to do it myself, Yeah. So I try to get some experience. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't do this. I just imagine. Okay? I just imagine. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so that's all we need to have today. Yeah. So then we just follow our plan, yeah, and other than review, yeah, because so let's say how many classes do we have before the 3, yeah, we have 3 classes left before our midterm. I only use 1 to do another review, but 2 I will do module 4. 2 classes, I will do module 4, part A, part B. Yeah. But 1, yeah, probably our next class, I will go over your homework 1 questions. Yeah. Okay. All right, so that's it.